Heyo, what's going on? We're here. We are back with Mushoku Tensei. This is a surprise, so to say. I haven't let anyone know I'm doing this, so when it gets uploaded, everyone will see. So, if you could hit the like for me, please. I'd greatly appreciate it. I'm going into this with a little bit of knowledge. I don't know plot points. I don't know story bits. I don't know characters. Well, I don't know a lot of other characters. All I know is, like, when this series first came out, there was a lot of people talking about how they liked the main character, they didn't like the main character. I had a few friends that watched it. One friend told me it's amazing. Another friend told me he couldn't watch it because the main character was so annoying. So it's like, I know, like, little things that the main character, what's his name? I can't even think of his name. It's Rudy, I think. We'll figure out in a second. But, like, it's like the whole isekai thing. Like, I'm not a big isekai fan, but I'm always in for a good story. So I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to watch the first couple, see if it grows on me, see if I can look past some of the things that I probably wouldn't enjoy and get into what everyone, well, a lot of people say ends up being a great story when you get to the end of this. So here we go. Let's hop in. Episode 1 of Mushoku Tensei. Alright, Mushoku Tensei, episode 1. We're going to get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see what this is all about. Typical isekai. Truck-kun. 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 So typical isekai, truck-kun smashes middle-aged man, and he's gonna get isekai'd into another world. Someone summoning him? It sounds like people are summoning him. That's a hell of a question to ask him as he's laying on your table dying. You know who you are? Hey! Hey, talk to me! Speak! Man got hit by a truck and that's the command you yell to him? That's crazy. Is he a baby? Oh, literally, he died and was reborn, like he was born. He's a baby. Oh, this is weird. He hasn't realized it yet. He's like, what the heck? What the heck? No. I might be forgive me if I bring up the beginning after the end a lot, but this right here just immediately makes me think of the English. Paul and Zenith, mid-20s. He's older than them. Bro, how long has it been? That's weird, guy. Rudy. So his name is Rudy. Rudeus? Rudeus. Nice. You're an adult. That's why. Stop being weird. Oh God. Oh God. The baby's a pervert. I I have to overlook this. I have to. He knows exactly what he's doing. I have to. In my brain. I might not outwardly be saying this, but in my brain, I'm comparing this to the beginning after the end, and that's one of my favorite series. Like period. Main character Arthur. He's one of my favorite characters. So for me, not being a huge isekai fan, like I am not a big fan of isekais whatsoever. Not in the slightest bit. There's like a handful that I actually like. Watching this, damn, did he bust it? Did he crack his head? Watching this and reading the beginning after the end. Sorry. A spell to make the pain go away. So there's magic and stuff. I like the art style and the aesthetic. I'd completely abandoned my the beginning after the end thought. Like the comparison, I don't know. And I think I prefer the type of main character art is to what I'm assuming Rudy's going to be. Rudy's going to be a horny boy, right? He's a middle aged, shut in, didn't lose his virginity, all this stuff. Like, that's what he's going to be. So I have to accept that and not try to, like, create the mental barrier from what I like about art in that series. And with that being said, I'm going to stop bringing up the beginning after the end. uh, it looks pretty. I will say that. The art, I like the art. I'm liking the animation so far. I'm liking the color so far. It's pretty much I can go on. We're like 5 minutes in. We are going through a lot of time pretty quick. Okay, so he's like two. Don't slam them fingers. Oh, he's stuck now. Oh, good. I was about to say he's stuck. Or their spell books. Who's Paul? It does look. Yeah, it's a spell book. Hmm. Interesting. You might be predisposed to some abilities because you're reincarnated. That's my guess. Animation? Whoa. I would have did the same thing. I would have did the same thing. Eee. Put some oomph into it. Like, I don't know. Mm-hmm. The visualization of that is really cool. They really gave this animation, art, presentation, all of it. Looks great. What? And oh, he didn't do the. You are a baby. Are we gonna make the joke that he wet his pants? Yeah, we're gonna make the. It don't smell like piss. Like it don't smell like piss. But but it's not working the same way for him. So he sits up there and he does that every day. Hmm. I would like to see what his relationship is like with his parents. What? Hey yo, he's going to Pound Town like that? That's crazy. Yeah. I'm not listening to him. I'm sorry. Uh oh my gosh. Is this the only spell that he's doing? Just creating like this magic, this water ball? Has he not tried to attempt any other incantation? Maybe? I don't know. He did it? He did it. He's shooting them. Ah, now he's automating it. It's cool to figure that out. And we're moving on. Thank you for answering that show. He's about to do something crazy, isn't he? Make sure it goes out the window. Make sure it goes out the window. Oh no. Ay, ay, ay. Man blew a hole in the side of the house. I did it. Sorry, it was me. Yes. No one, so they didn't know. So they didn't know he was up there doing this whole time? She cut him off. What was he going to say? We didn't teach him what? Maybe he can do both. Sorry, the beginning after the end. Thank you. Thank you. You guys have aggressive sex and he can hear it. Like, it's ridiculous how loud it was. Who's Paul? I feel like I'm missing something. Let me know. I thought his dad's name was something else. Or is it Paul? For a second, I thought Paul was the little dragonfly. Roxy. What? That's crazy. Probably. It's the baby that we're holding. This is going to be interesting. She's going in. The mom, she's a character. She's a character for sure. She is a character. I like the dad's earring. Okay. Mm-hmm. Beginner, intermediate, advanced, sacred, royal, imperial, and divine. Why are we freaking out, Rudy? I don't need to. I love the production value of the series. Hey, don't cut our trees down. Lady, what are you doing? You better put the tree back. Yeah, fix our tree. Fix our tree, lady. Thank you. Cool. So I wonder if you're proficient in one, you can't be proficient in another. Like you kind of get capped off. Hiya! So is he gonna say the incantation? Good call. Good call. Oh, so we got something on our hands. What did he do? Oh no, he shot the tree down again? She just went through the trouble of fixing it. You don't talk to your. Never mind. You are a shut in. Who'd you talk to? He's going to say something off the wall. That was so unnatural. Okay. All right. Damn. Oh boy. Okay. You keep drinking. Never mind. Keep my mouth shut. Keep my mouth shut. Okay. This is giving me like very wholesome vibes. This boy don't feel like he's gonna be wholesome. He doesn't. He does not. Let me absorb this. I like that. That was a good first episode. We had some isms in there. We had some isms in there that for me, I don't want to say are a little too much. They're just not in my wheelhouse. They're not my taste. But overall, like if I wanted to like nitpick and be like, yeah, I could pick the episode apart just of like little things that he was saying. But outside of that, like canceling that out because that's like one or two aspects of an episode that I thought was paced really well. Um, Interesting characters to say the least. I enjoyed the monologuing from our main character, from Rudy. I enjoyed hearing his internal monologue and just his processes and what he's going through. I did appreciate that. I mentioned it a few times throughout it, the art, the animation, the clear like production value and the care that's been put into this first episode. Can tell 100%. 100% you can tell that the people that are working on this, they definitely care. Like they definitely care. Is there like a preview for next week or something? I'll pause that there. But yeah, I'll say it's a good first episode. I will say it's a good first episode. It's your it is your take on being it's an isekai. I tried to come up with a fancy way to say it. It's an isekai through and through. You get hit by a truck. You get hit by a truck. As you're dying, you get born, and then you grow up. Now, I mentioned before that I'm not a huge isekai fan, so I'm not well versed in the different kind of isekai. I've seen like the as you're dying, you get teleported as you were. So like 14-year-old boy is dying, and then he wakes up. He's in a fantasy world. Like a bunch of people summoned him or something. The only other experience for me that I had, and I mentioned it throughout like the beginning of the episode, was the beginning after the end when it comes to an individual dying, and as they're dying, they are born into that fantasy world. So that's the only other series that I legit can one-to-one compare it to because I don't seek these series out. So like that's why at the beginning I was like, okay, like you have like the main character born into the world. I don't want to spoil the beginning after the end. I feel like if you're watching this and you enjoy this, you will definitely enjoy the beginning after the end. It's on Tapas, or you can just Google it, probably find it. But if you want to read it officially, it's on Tapas. It's a great story. It takes what this first episode essentially did was an individual who was like in their mid 30s being reborn into a family and kind of take away like the what I would call like the immature and kind of pervy comments and all that stuff. You take that away and make this middle-aged man actually someone who was a fighter and was skilled and got reborn into a world full of magic and everything. And he takes all of his experiences and turns it into whatever he turns it into. I don't want to spoil, but it's like kind of like the same thing. So I'm like, in my brain, I'm comparing and contrasting just how the series are going, and it's just like I feel like if you like the series is damn near the same outside of like the hijinky like Hamtaro with the parents and all that, and just the differences in the main character, but it feels like the same situations growing up, learning a little bit faster because of the fact that they have the mind of a grown man, learning a little bit quicker, picking up things better, being more magically gifted, all of those things. So it's so far so good. I just hope to say if the beginning after the end ever got an anime adaptation, I wish it looks half as good as this first episode of Mushoku Tensei looks. So that's all I got. I'm going to call it there. I didn't play this. That's all I got. I'm going to call it there. I appreciate you guys for hanging out. Episode 2 should be up really soon. I don't know which day I'm going to upload this, but should be up really soon. If not the next day, the following day. So every 2 days we should be doing this. So hopefully you join me in episode 2. Have a good rest of your day. And I'll catch you next time. All right. Peace out.